Hello, I'm Craig Stevens and welcome to the show. Now, what do you know about the Sultanate of Oman in the Middle East? Did you know, for example, that it's nearly the same size as Germany and it's the oldest independent state in the Arabian Gulf? But also, did you know that the New York Times has just named Oman as one of its top destinations for 2015? Now, admittedly, I don't know that much about Oman myself, but I'm joined today by someone who does. We're going to be talking to the television presenter and rather keen traveller, the lovely Kate Humble. Kate, welcome to the studio. What is it about Oman and why has it been named one of these destinations that we should go visit?
I know, because how many people do you know who've been on holiday there? No one.
Now you.
Me, you know me, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you the reason I went there, and it was actually, I was inspired because I went there to film, first of all. So I went there for a job. I went to film this stuff. This is frankincense. It's very, very intrinsic to Omani culture. Lovely, lovely. It's an incense, and it's harvested from trees. And I was doing a series about frankincense, and it gave me the wonderful excuse to travel all the way through the Middle East. But it is still grown in a region called Salalah in the south of Oman. So we went there. And I have to say that I imagined Oman would be a little bit kind of featureless, a little bit kind of, you know, sandy and not... Isn't that lovely?
It smells
That's gorgeous, isn't it? So I wasn't that excited, if I can confess, about going there. I just thought, yeah, it'll be kind of a bit deserty and there might be a few camels and there'll be these trees and that'll be that. It's amazing. It's so beautiful. I was absolutely blown away. You've got these fantastic mountain ranges, an incredible coastline. I know you're a diver, aren't you?
I absolutely love diving.
So do I.
Yeah.
3,000 kilometres of coast, Craig. 3,000 kilometres
Wow.
of coast. So as a diver, it's like, okay, get me in that water.
Yeah.
So you've got this, and I think there's nothing more beautiful than a combination of kind of mountains and the sea. So as a sort of country of natural beauty, it is, I think, you know, almost unsurpassable. It really is. It's got so much. But the other thing that I really loved about it was the culture. You know, as you said in your introduction, this is a very old country, 6,000 years old. And it has that feeling of being rooted to the earth. And the people have a really kind of ancient hospitality. The things that we've got set up here are very much a kind of Omani way of welcoming a guest to their house.
And there's this beautiful coffee.
The beautiful coffee. They'll waft incense smoke over you, which is just this lovely, you have this lovely fragrant smoke, sprinkle rose water onto your hands. There's a lovely ritual that feels as ancient as the country itself. And I think there's something very lovely about going to a country like that where you are made to feel very welcome everywhere. And there's a real pride in their identity and in the sense of who they are and where they belong, so that you feel like you're not going to a kind of, if you like, a Disney World set of a kind of, you know, an Arabian country, and I don't know, you know, the Arabian Nights are going to walk down the street.
Yeah.
You just feel like you're in a really fascinating ancient culture that happens to be against this beautiful backdrop of real, natural, you know, stunning landscapes. And it is amazing, you know, tourism has grown there exponentially in the last 10 years. People have realised, you know, you can fly there direct from the UK, the time difference is practically negligible.
What is the flight time, just quickly?
The flight time's 7 hours.
7 hours.
So,
Incredible.
you know, and if you go direct, you know, or you can go via, you know, via Dubai, but basically if you get the direct flight, it's 7 hours. Now, you know, 7 hours on a plane is never fun, but, you know, once you're in there, settled in, headphones on, watching a film, reading a book, you know, it kind of goes.
You know it,
And once you're there, you know, you haven't got... The thing I liked about it is it's not a clogged country. You know, Muscat, the main city, is really easy to get around. You don't spend 3 hours, you know, sitting in a traffic jam from the airport trying to get into your hotel. You know, it's still very... It feels very undensely populated. It's sort of easy to get about. It's a very relaxed country to go to, which I expect is why, quietly, you know, tourism has grown over the last decade. And, you know, it is now becoming popular. And as I say, I'm not, although I was slightly disappointed that it should be listed in the New York Times list, it was like, well, I'm not surprised because, yes, it is a fantastic destination and perhaps the Omanis should be shouting about it a little bit more.
You clearly loved it when you went there.
Yeah.
But if I had to pin you down for one particular thing that stood out, that really touched you for when your visit was there, and I know you worked there and then you went back with your husband for a holiday, which just shows you how much you fell in love with it.
Well,
one thing.
That's such a
It's
difficult
tough,
question.
isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to say, of course, it has really beautiful mountains, really fantastic coastline. I loved the diving. But I think the one thing that made me like it, enjoy the experience as much as I did, is that if you've ever been anywhere, you can go somewhere, you can go to the swankiest hotel in the world, you can go to somewhere that says it's the most beautiful place, but if the people are horrible, if you have an experience where you don't feel welcome or you're somehow made to feel inadequate because you're not smart enough or whatever it is, you're going to hate it. It doesn't matter how perfect it looks in the brochure. If you're not looked after, you're going to hate it. I would defy anyone not to go to Oman and feel welcome. And it is that welcome that makes you think, I want to come back.
You did cheat there, Kate. You gave me about 30 reasons why you should go to Oman. I love it. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. I'd love to thank my guest, the lovely Kate Humble. Thank you so much for that. Incredible. What an insight into this incredible country. If you'd like to know more about visiting Oman, and after seeing this, why wouldn't you? You can get loads more information at the omantourism.gov.om. That's omantourism.gov.om. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.